Hurricane Harvey has slammed into Texas with initial winds of up to 130 miles per hour, 215 kilometers per hour, battering coastal areas. The biggest storm to hit the U.S. mainland in 12 years is moving slowly, with 16.43 inches, 42 centimeters of rain reported in one area. Catastrophic flooding is expected, though. Harvey's winds were downgraded from Category 4 to Category 1. Some residents are feared trapped in collapsed buildings and tens of thousands of homes are without power. President Donald Trump has freed up federal aid for the worst affected areas. Updates from Texas, with Texas Governor Greg Abbott warning of record flooding in multiple regions. Harvey made a double landfall northeast of the city of Corpus Christi initially, then just north of Rockport a few hours later. Emergency services in Rockport say a school, a hotel, a housing complex for the elderly and other buildings suffered structural damage as we approached this coastal city across a series of causeways and bridges. Darkness was falling and the flooding was already beginning, with frothing waves eating at the road. At one point our car was blown sideways across several lanes by the force of the wind, and every few minutes a bolt of lightning would illuminate the sky with an eerie green flash. By the time the eye of the storm was making landfall just 30 miles up the coast, we were hunkered down inside a hotel, listening to the noise of screeching wind, punctuated by the occasional crash. I watched from a doorway at the side of the hotel as the wall of a large metal building under construction came smashing to the ground. Thick palm trees have also been brought down, and by the glow of street lamps and the flashes of lightning, you can see that the air is thick with driving spray. This storm is powerful, it is dangerous, and it is terrifying. Graylin Ethan Harvey struck close to Corpus Christi around 2200 local time on Friday, 3 o'clock GMT Saturday. It had winds of up to 130 miles per hour. Trees came down in the city and power supplies were cut, but thousands of residents had heeded warnings and boarded up their homes before fleeing. When the storm struck again near Rockport, wind speeds had fallen slightly to 125 miles per hour. Right now we're still hunkered down and can't go anywhere. Steve Sims, Rockport's volunteer fire chief, was quoted as saying by Reuters news agency, "We've heard rumors of 1,000 different things. We can't confirm anything because we haven't seen anything. We know we've got a lot of problems, but we don't know what yet." Rockport Mayor Patrick Rio said people were trapped in a housing center for elderly people, where the roof had collapsed and rescue teams were unable to gain access. According to CBS, he had a stark warning for anyone who refused to leave town. "We're suggesting if people are going to stay here, mark their arm with a Sharpie pen with their name and social security number." At 5 o'clock local time, the National Hurricane Center announced in a bulletin that winds had fallen to 90 miles per hour, thereby making the storm a Category 1. Boarded up. Speaking from Corpus Christi City resident Michael Hunter told the BBC what he could see. "Our house has been boarded up, so the only windows I can see out of would be the front. It's very, very high winds, not as much water as we expected, but there's quite a bit more debris in the roads."